2 universities, 6 days, 50 sports, creating this. Roses is an annual sporting tournament between Lancaster University and the University of York. First one was held in 1965 with just 6 sports, but now Roses hosts 50 different sports ranging from football, tennis, ultimate frisbee, esports and ballroom dancing, to name a few.
I've been here before, it's not a game, it's a war.
Roses is a massive weekend for many sporting teams within the university, but it's also a massive weekend for student media. Roses is often described as the largest inter-university sports tournament in Europe, and with that comes award-winning student media coverage. Roses 2018 took place at Lancaster University. Over 100 fixtures were played, with some form of coverage available for almost all of them, ranging from live video broadcasts to radio commentary to live blogs, with all of them produced by student media. I'm going to reveal to you a little more what goes on behind the scenes to make the Roses coverage happen. I think the best place to start is the Roses Media Summit. Each year before Roses, student media hold a summit recruiting students to join and help out with their coverage. Roses is their biggest event of the year, so they need as many hands on deck to make it happen.
I did the 6-hour commentary on the game, and people were listening in on
a few talks. We're going to start off with Narrator, then I believe Scan, they're going to do a quick talk, and then finish up with LA1.
So I'm Joel, I'm the station manager of LA1 TV.
You've just done the media summit. Is this the first one you've been at, or the first one you hosted?
So this will be my 3rd Roses. I've been to all of the Roses summits, but this will be the first one with me primarily managing it and organising the Roses. Our footage and content of Roses. It's going to be our most complicated coverage this year. It will go for the most ambitious coverage we've ever done, aiming for 8 live streams at one time. So it's a big deal, but it's the most rewarding weekend of the university experience.
One thing I was most amazed to learn is how many student media groups are involved with Roses coverage. At first I assumed it would just be Lancaster and York student media groups, but in fact it's more. At this year's Roses, from Lancaster University there was LA1 TV, Bellring FM, Scan Newspaper and Film Production Society. Representing York was York Student TV, University Radio York, Noose Newspaper and York Vision Newspaper. On top of that, Loughborough University sent up LSU TV to help out with the coverage, and University of Sheffield sent across Forge TV. And that's 10 different student groups from 4 different universities joined together to cover one event.
I'm Chay. I'm Ad. We're from Noose.
Cool, and it's like York News, yeah?
Yeah, York student newspaper. The better of the student newspapers. We've got quite a small team, to be honest. So we had our deputy resign like just 2 days ago. So and our other deputy wasn't here yesterday. So we've just been us.
Mostly just us.
Yeah, we're basically pulling it all together. Going to go to University Challenge later. We usually don't spend a lot of time in here. We just need somewhere to actually do the writing that we're actually here to do, which is something we've not done for the last 2 days.
So we do live tweeting, and then that appears on our live blog on the website, and then we update the scores in real time as well.
And then how long have you been here today? Like what time did you start and what time do you think you'll finish?
9 AM?
Yeah, I got in last night. I went to Sugar House, got in about 4 and I was back up again at 7:30.
I was meant to go too, but I threw up in the cab.
Yeah. It was volleyball at 9 AM, so quite an early start.
Good though,
Yeah.
the volleyball was actually really lit.
How different is like Roses to your normal like interactions with your society?
Well, I mean, it's more, I think, sort of less oversight. Like, whereas usually when we're laying up a section for the newspaper, we have like the entire senior team in at the same time as us in the weekend. So it's like, you know, they have the final say on stuff. But it's like we've got more responsibility now because we're actually deciding what's going on the live feed, what's getting written. It's nice though. It's nice to not have that oversight.
We've got LSU up, not just Dan, we've got a few people from LSU itself up as well. They've been running the fencing and the cheerleading this weekend. We've had Forge TV over in the background. They are Forge. They're up as well from Sheffield. Just up for today, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, how are you finding it today?
Hot, busy, but fun.
Yeah, different.
Because our of us is across a week and it's only 80 points. You're fitting like 300 points in 3 days.
Yeah. It's about 150 odd fixtures over the course of 3 days.
Roughly how many people from Forge have like come up to this then? Oh, okay.
But we borrowed your Terra deck for free, so it's sort of like, you helped us out.
Yeah. The beauty is, I think a lot of stations know each other because of NaSTA. That organisation allows a lot of student TV stations to connect and help each other out essentially. We have friends in Exeter, we have friends in Dundee. Like I went up there to help them with a stream they did of the very first Scottish Leaders debate. That organisation really enables that communication and that cross-talk between stations. A lot of equipment can borrow. That we've sent a lot of equipment down to Exeter for them to help them out with events. And in return, they'll send the equipment back up to us. Yeah. It's all favours, it's all helping each other out. Beautiful organisation for enabling that kind of stuff.
A big part of the TV coverage of Roses is the morning, afternoon and evening live shows. The student TV groups set up base in Leica to host 3 shows a day, recapping the results and events of Roses.
Hello and welcome back to L1 TV's coverage here in Leica for Roses 2018 on our final day of Roses. Now, we're here to give you the updates of what's happening over the course of the weekend and also to provide some light-hearted entertainment, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. Well, we'll try our best. Now, for the big news of the weekend...
Many of you would have seen the presenters on the shows, along with their many guests ranging from the student union officers who helped organise Roses, to the athletes who competed in the tense games, but there were also lots of people involved behind the scenes. Just down the hall from the studio floor was the control room, where the director, producer, vision mixer and more coordinated the show, creating the polished products the viewers saw on the other side of the screen.
Usually when you're doing your live shows, I see the directors normally sitting around this desk. What sort of things would they do here?
They use this to control what these cameras are, which can play with aim to meeting. So like if you look there, we've got a loop on, we want a camera, soft with camera everyone, and it's just a really nice, nifty way of just swapping between things without much involvement. And then we have this microphone here that they use to talk to presenters. We did some live links across to fencing and cheerleading today. That all goes through this one microphone. There's a lot of people listening to whatever's going on in here, so you can be careful. Not to be too loud, not to talk too much. Auto cue. So yeah, if you can see over here in the corner, and this is what the actual operators see. It's a script that's written, and it goes out as an auto cue. People just sit and just read off, and it's sat directly underneath the cameras as they go. It makes it really interactive. Gives us an ability to write text straight to the presenters we want, so we can live edit that as we go.
So the scripts tend to be written by a combination of the producer and usually the director has some input with it as well. And they'll do that just knowing the presenters and speaking to them and finding out what they want to do. And really, the script doesn't just have usually what people are just going to read out like word for word. It'll also have instructions for the crew in here and to let people know what's going on. So if we want to go to a highlights video, then we can do that as well.
Is like the coolest bit of this whole operation, in my opinion, as a technique. So everything we have, all the feeds coming from the sports hall, the stadium, the swimming pool earlier up here. We've been swapping these around between the cheerleading and the Great Hall. They all come in over fibre. So if you look behind you, there's a little patch panel where we have fibre lines coming in. We go over the top so we don't break them, and we all under and into the back of this little panel here. So the outputs of this panel then get patched into a little device down here that take those fibre signals and convert them back to video. So there's about 2 miles of cable that we go through before we get to this point from all the different locations. Wow. It only happens because the university helps us. They are massively helpful, ISS. They really enable the coolest things to happen. But then it all goes into this other box here, where we have all the feeds going from the studio, from the sports centre, from the stadium. They all go into one box, and then from there we push them to everywhere else we need them to go. So all goes through one point. It allows us to do awesome things. So like if you've been watching the screen in Square, we've been having like the loop that in the background with different sports showing. We can do loads of picture-in-picture stuff like that. Gives us hundreds of options. So we have the LA1 TV website here, and when you're logged in as an admin, so you see, it comes up just like anyone else who goes on our website. We have the admin, and all we do is press show over, and that is now no longer live on the site. We then need to kill the recording, which is that one. Yes. Yeah. So we record on these devices here. They literally take in an SSD, just like what you have in a computer, and they record raw video onto it.
Oh wow!
So it is no quality loss whatsoever. It is raw video. However, it takes up a lot of space, a lot of data. So we've been using inside these panels on the floor, there is network ports, so we have a direct connection from there down to the university's file store, and we have quite a lot of storage. I won't say how much, but more than enough. They are very good to us. More than enough storage to basically get all that footage and put it on there and save it, and then we'll go and process that footage later on. This little box here is taking in all 8 feeds from all the different sports that we've been having across the week and encoding them onto the LA1 TV website. So one box, all 8 feeds. We do have fallback encoders if we need to on all the sites and here as well. So like we can make all sorts of into encoders if we need to at a month's notice. But this box has done strong for the entire weekend. There's no reason to say it's going to break now.
Don't say that.
Because that's the last one we actually want.
For away roses when we're at York, do you tend to take a lot of this stuff over there? Or?
Yeah, so we take as much as we can. They don't have the same access to the fibre infrastructure there that we do. However, we do use the fibre equipment over there. So last year, we had 3 fibre lines running out of YSTV studio over the roofs of the maths department one down into a studio location which was near USU, across to the sports centres that they have, to get as much Fiverr interactivity, because the beauty of Fiverr is because it's instant video. All we have to do is stick a presenter at another location and we can go live from anywhere on campus, and essentially it's really enabled us to do whatever we want now. Have you ever seen on the BBC, if they try and do a link up somewhere, it's normally a handover, so like they'll go, oh, and now we're going to such a place in the field, and they'll cut and then they'll start talking, but it's very rare they'll do it live. Because there's actually sometimes about 10 second delay sometimes. So you can't actually have a conversation, so it's actually just queued up early, so the presenters start early, it's all very timed. This allows us to have a conversation. It's so much easier, so much quicker. It really gives options for producers to do whatever they want. Dan used to be the station manager at LSU TV in Loughborough. So guess why Dan likes being here? All the sport. Now they do amazing things. It was actually Dan we got the original idea to do the Fiverr from about 4 years ago when we first started doing the project. So we're currently setting up this machine to record the rugby and then the closing ceremony. That way we can live edit it into an already edited overall highlights to play out on the main stream as the end of the show happens. We're going to hit play and you're going to have an overall highlights to close off the weekend straight away. There's a lot of work to go into it. Dan's trying to get a lot of things sorted as well over there.
What we're doing is we are routing our various sources from their source to their destination. We're taking a clean feed of what's currently going out live into the edit PC. From there, it'll be edited by our lovely editor and then brought back in to the Vision Mixer on input 29 so that we can play it straight back out the second it's finished edit, hit play and off we go. We've also got graphics machine here doing lower thirds and also doing overall scores. So although this match is actually happening down at the stadium, we're using some inbuilt fibre links to get it all the way back up here, and then we're embedding the graphics and doing the rest of the stream from here. Quite magical. Must be British.
He's not on this at all. He's on this.
You just tell me the job is this better.
Another key part of the TV coverage of Roses is the live coverage of sport and the VTs. VT stands for videotape and is technical speak for the insert videos used in the recap shows, which often come in the form of highlight reels. Student media send off camera operators and presenters to many of the sports to film the matches. They then deliver them to an editor who quickly cuts together a highlight reel of the match, ready for the next recap show. This, plus live coverage recordings, is what a large number of the TV student media members get on with over the course of Roses.
I'm Richard.
I'm Alex.
We're both from
York. So we're first years, so we thought we'd come and help film some of it for us too.
Yeah, I always heard a lot about Roses. It's considered as one of the biggest televised varsity events in is it Europe or just Britain?
In Britain, I think, but particularly among the universities as well. So it's a good opportunity, really. So we wanted to get away for the weekend, so
really get hands on it, like big events and things like that. It's good fun.
You know, I didn't anticipate this many events actually going on. I didn't realise it was going to be this big of a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think because I've been on a few OBs before, like live streams and things, but none of it's ever been as large scale or as serious as it is.
Big audience as well. Got a lot of people watching most of it.
Yeah, I mean, what did we have the other day? We had about up to about 2,000 people at one time. Watching the stream.
Yeah, it's been good. I like the weather. I like the atmosphere overall. It's nice. It's nice. Good weekend.
Bellrig FM's baseball weekend was pitch side of the stadium. Amazingly, Bellrig operate as usual during Roses, with their normal weekly radio shows still going on and being recorded in their studio. This means their Roses team have to adopt this temporary home for a weekend. They interestingly do a mixture of things during Roses. Not only do they do their typical radio broadcast covering games, for some matches they also team up with LA1 TV & Co to provide commentary for the video coverage of matches.
And suddenly, Lancaster with a full complement of players, incredible! And the whole energy around the place has changed. And so Lancaster have a penalty here, this to extend their advantage a little bit more.
Wander around, then I awake to find our dreams are barely what we make, and in the flood all around, can't believe I ain't drowned. It's a promise that I don't even know you. Through the sea of troubles I can swim alright, all the lust that been freezing on a midsummer's night went by.
As you can see, Rose isn't just for sports teams, it's a chance for students with all sorts of interests to get involved. The work student media do is absolutely phenomenal, and I look forward to seeing what they do next year. Thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed it. You get more for your torture. Tonight I will be still, I will comfort your doorstep, X and Y.